Sam, have you ever just thought to yourself, maybe it'd be cool if some of our listeners can get the podcast a day early? Well, Sam, beyond what you think,
Okay.
yeah, some of our listeners, they just want some more content.
Yeah.
They just want a bit more out of it.
More freshly grounded.
Yeah, man. They want to see more of Sam and Faisal. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what?
What?
Oh, your boy's got some good news.
Go on.
Hear that? I went a bit deep there. Your boy's got some good news.
It's nice to hear you with a deep voice, man.
Yeah. It isn't it for once.
Carry on.
Anyway, listen, we've just signed up to Patreon, which means if you go to patreon.com, that's patreon.com/freshly grounded, you can sign up to be a premium subscriber or a Patreon. So you go to that URL, you click become a Patreon, and you pay for around $5 a month. You get the podcast episode one day early. You get it on a Thursday instead of a Friday. We're going to be releasing the normal podcast on Friday at 7 p.m. The audio will be available for our Patreon subscribers on Thursday. That's right, a bit extra content. You'll also get extra content, which means you get, we're going to start a new series called Freshly Grounded Behind the Scenes, and we're going to have 4 episodes. So we're going to have before the podcast day itself, the post edit, and what happens after, inshallah. You're going to get access to that. You're going to get access to the kind of extra content where, we discuss Sam's businesses and how he kind of got into it, extra topics with our guests. So 2 pieces of extra content a month. You also get further discounts on our businesses. And when we launch the Freshly Grounded store, the merchandise store, you're going to get further discounts on the Freshly Grounded merchandise store. Choo! All for around $5 a month. But guess what, Sam?
What?
You get all that, but guess what else you get to do?
What else?
You get to support FG, man.
No doubt.
If FG's ever benefited you, if you think this benefits others, just a $5 a month, but you get to support the podcast. You get to allow the podcast to keep running, make it stronger, make it better, improve our audio. It will also allow us to, potentially get more studio staff, get a sofa. But more than anything, Sam, did you know that to produce and to put out one episode of Freshly Grounded takes about 2 whole working days?
Wow.
A Thursday and a Friday.
Wow.
We're shooting pretty much half a day Thursday. We're editing pretty much all the rest of the day Thursday. And then Friday we're doing all the post-edit stuff. And that's cool and fun. And I love Freshly Grounded and you love Freshly Grounded. And we want to always do it forever, as we mentioned in the podcast. But 2 days of recording... And 2 days, producing an episode, that's 2 days away from our projects, 2 days away from our jobs, and 2 days away from our businesses, which we, regardless, will continue to do, inshallah, by the will of Allah, because we love it and it's impacting people by the will of Allah. However, 2 days away from jobs and 2 days away from our projects, it's not an easy thing to do. And so by being a Patreon subscriber, you'll be supporting the podcast, you'll be allowing us to keep running, and being able to take 2 days away from our jobs and businesses. So go to patreon.com/freshly grounded, support the thing, as my big bro Sam would say,
inshallah, yeah,
and become a Patreon. We are also brought to you by 5950_NINE 50. That's the Instagram handle. 59 coffee and juice bar, salads, snacks. Your boy's favorite coffee shop in St Albans, Hertfordshire, 59 Stanhope Road. You get some freshly ground coffee. You get freshly squeezed juice. You get freshly made salad. You get snacks, healthy stuff. You go this month. If you go this month to 59, you get £1 off anything you buy. That's right. That means you can get yourself a coffee. You get £1 off it. You get yourself energy ball. You get £1 off it. You get yourself a salad, and guess what, Sam?
Get £1 off it.
You get £1 off it. Also brought to you by Izaha, izaha.com, izaha.com. Sam, guess what? It's getting quite cold now.
It is getting cold, man.
You might need something to warm up your head.
Yes.
And you might think, I love the caps, but your boy needs some woolly hats.
Too cold for caps.
Guess what?
What's that?
You can get some woolly hats. You can get some woolly hats.
Say that again, bro.
You can get some woolly hats.
Get some woolly hats.
Yeah, izaha.com. Type in the code word freshly grounded, you get 20% off. That's right. And lastly, brought to you by Flavor, flavr.co, flavor.co, your one-stop shop for social media content creation, marketing, branding, iPhone applications, Android apps. I don't know if anyone uses Android. Flavor.co, flavr.co. We're not going to talk about what we talk about in podcasts because it's just a nice chat with Sam and I. So with that being said, guys, this is episode 36. Let's get into it. Like that? It's a deep voice.
Yes, let's get into it.
Yeah. Why don't you put on a high voice?
Let's get into it.
Is that what I sound like?
That's deeper than you.
Let's get into it, guys.
And welcome
to Freshly Grounded, the brand new podcast by best friends Faisal and Sam.
Huh?
I said welcome to Freshly Grounded,
No, after that bit.
the brand new podcast
And after that bit?
by best friends Faisal and Sam.
Really?
Onwards and upwards.
Are you enjoying Freshly Grounded?
I love it. I'm loving it, man. How about you?
Yeah, I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
A lot of good things have come my way since been doing this project of Freshly Grounded.
Do you want it to ever end?
No, but I know it will end.
Yeah, all good
Nature
things
of doing
end,
it,
yeah.
but no, it's good. Alhamdulillah, because I've said it and I'll say it again that this whole the whole
That's very negative, Sam.
what?
Why would it end?
It will end because this is dunya, isn't it?
Well, we could die and then we could nominate 2 people before we die to like carry it on. It could become a brand.
Yeah, but I think it will definitely. There will be a point. I'm not saying it could be in hundreds of years, but it will end. Would you
Okay.
agree?
Well, if you
I wouldn't say
like
negative. I would
hundreds of
say
years.
realist.
Okay, fine.
Do you think it's
I
going to
thought
go?
you
Do you
meant-
think it's going to be eternal?
I
Do
thought
you think Freshly Grounded is eternal?
No, I thought you meant like in like 5 years' time we just decide we're not going to do it no more.
No,
You
no.
never-
I don't mean like that. I'm thinking like way ahead, way
Okay,
ahead.
fine.
I think inshallah there's longevity on this. I think there's good.
I think so too.
But no, it's good, man. Just the whole podcast world is a foreign thing to me even still, but is good. I think it's beneficial, especially we have such great guests who can provide inspiring content and stuff that will actually have an impact on the viewers and listeners. Because I forget. I just sit here, and obviously I don't add the kind of knowledge what our previous guests have added, but the amount of messages and stuff I get of people saying thank you for being inspired and motivated and stuff from this podcast is great. It really, really, that's why we started doing it, So it's beautiful, man. Some of the messages and stuff I get, it's great. It's really good. It's nice to know that there's like the small little thing, just a small little thing can actually have good impact on people.
Do you know what I love and what makes me smile so much when I watch you like talking on the podcast is that you're literally, and I know you hate this word and you will try to deny it, but you are literally a podcaster. That's one of the things that you are. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
okay.
You're a business owner, you're a barber, you're a bunch of things, but you are a podcaster, Sam, Mr. Sam Palmer, and you're so natural right now, and it's so because it's 36 episodes in, man. We've done hundreds of hours of content. You are genuinely a natural podcaster. I'm watching you now with the mic. You know where to put the mic. You know how to carry it. You know how to sit. You know how to talk. And it's mad because you always deny it, but you really are. And it's mad because like you were saying a few weeks ago that you're so unnatural at it. Like it's not what you ever expected yourself to be doing. And
Yeah.
I agree. Like this isn't like what maybe is you would have thought is your calling. But at the same time, bro, you're so natural, and like people bro, we get so many emails and DMs and this kind of stuff, and bro, a lot of they never are like, hey Faisal, love what you do, man, love you, bro. It's like a lot of them are like either just about you or they're like
That's
love
us. It's always us.
but it's always us.
Yeah,
Always us. Like I love you guys' chemistry, blah blah. I love how you guys like compliment each other in this and that. I love how Sam does this, and bro, it really. You have really like grown into your role, and like you just getting out like it's not like you just come in and you know what you're doing, you know how to do it, and
It's got to the point now when I'm watching guests talk incorrectly into the mic. I know.
it's mad, bro. It's fun.
I know.
I said, "Oh, about it, bro. You really go into it." So
Alhamdulillah.
even though you say like I'm not, like I don't understand podcasting or stuff, you are literally, bro. Like you're doing it. Do you know what I mean?
I'm a podcaster, aren't I?
You're a podcaster, bro. Yeah, give me it. And bro, the mad thing is that it makes it more beautiful that you would never expect yourself doing this. Do you know what I mean? Because it makes it more raw and more natural. And bro, it's you, man. It fits you perfectly. Honestly, I love watching your podcast. I just look at you. I'm like, this is sick.
Alhamdulillah, thank you for bringing me into this world.
No, not. But thank you for giving me a chance, because it really started with. I remember the phone call where I was and everything. We were
Yeah, I
speaking on
remember,
phone.
bro. I was walking down the road, man.
I was in my room, like I was pacing in my room up and down.
Yeah. I could not believe. I remember actually, wallahi, I remember where I was crossing the road. I remember it and actually hearing. Was it a phone call or was it voice notes back and
It's a
back?
phone call.
And when you were saying about, basically, you were like, "Oh, do you want to start a ting?" I was like, "Yeah, I can start doing something." I don't know.
You were like
Well,
once a month or something.
Yeah, I was like
you
maybe
said.
once a month. I was just opening 59 at the time as well,
Yeah.
so I was very much like enclosed into being really busy. I was thinking, right, I can't really provide any extra time to do anything else. I said maybe once a month.
But you were
and
even saying like once a month is a stretch. Like, that's what
yeah.
you
And then I was
said,
like, bro, maybe we could do it like every 2 weeks. And you're like, nah, weekly, really?
yeah.
I thought, right, okay, don't know. Just do one and see how it goes, and then I'll just find myself here every single week.
36 weeks in.
Yeah, it's just mad.
Bro, it always comes to a year because February was our first episode. It's now November. Like next week's gonna be December. Like by the time the episode that's gonna be 1st December next week. So
this is about a year. Did we meet about a year ago? This time a year ago, didn't we?
February.
Was it February?
We met. Oh, sorry, we met this time a year ago. Yeah.
Yeah, we met this time a year ago. Yeah. November, innit? Gambia.
Yeah.
We've spoken about Gambia on this podcast.
I don't know if he's mentioned Gambia. I don't know.
I was hoping to be back in Gambia this year, man.
Well, I spoke to Abubakar about it, and it's kind of my fault that we're not because.
Why?
So we were meant to be there in November, as
Yeah.
you know, and that was the plan and stuff. And then so I had actually like a lot of people who were ongoing Gambia in November. In fact, I know a few people who had booked work off to go. And then unfortunately, Abubakar had mentioned that the roof for the children's area just didn't get complete in time. And so it would be complete by December. Unfortunately, I can't make December. And so I said, bro, I'm not gonna be able to make December, so I can maybe do like just before Ramadan or something now. And then he said, well, if you can't make December, then we'll just do it like properly like then. Which makes sense because I don't think anybody would have been able to make December now with such short notice. Because even last time we did have a good few months notice, didn't we?
Yeah.
This time, imagine if I told you now, but we're going in 3 weeks, you wouldn't be able to make it happen, surely.
Not December's not great.
It's too quick. It's too soon.
I do long to go and see that. I really
same.
do long to be back in Gambia though, for sure.
Yeah.
Inshallah next year. Because you're right, there's a few people I've mentioned to as well who was gassed. Really want to go.
Shahid went to go.
Yeah,
Wow.
loads of the boys from the shop as well. Because obviously, like the principle of setting up a little education thing and teaching. I've got loads of barbers have donated clippers and bits and pieces and cutthroats and stuff. So we've got all that ready to go. So when the time is right, we'll be able to set up over there, and the kids will have all the equipment and stuff. So, inshallah.
That's sick. I rate that, man.
Yeah. So a brother, like someone sent like 150 cutthroat razors.
No way.
Which over there will be so beneficial because a lot of that, obviously that hair, a lot of it will be like just shaping up and shaving off and stuff. So just that alone will be a benefit, inshallah, for Gambia.
That is a mad benefit.
Yeah, and those are nice cutthroats as well.
I like that.
Yeah. So that'd be good.
You can swing any. Nah, they're for
what?
Gambia. Nah, they're for Gambia.
They're for Gambia.
I've got a cutthroat. Alhamdulillah.
Do you use it?
Yeah, I
You
used it.
cut yourself last time,
I used
didn't
it this morning
Did you on your moustache?
on my beard.
I like it when you do your moustache a bit thinner on the sides.
Really?
Yeah, when you
I
just
can't
do
do
the
that.
little-
I can't do that, bro. I need a barber.
Couple of weeks-
Bro, I actually speak to you off air because I really need an appointment this weekend, and I have a feeling that Midge is gonna be fully booked up.
I just looked at Midge's story and he's in a phone shop again. I just
Really?
DM'd him saying, "Go to work." Go to work.
So how was your weekend, bro? What did you get up to? Saturday? What was Saturday saying? Sunday saying?
Saturday was an interesting day.
Yeah.
Saturday was an interesting day. I worked the morning.
Yeah.
I actually had a phone call on the Friday. Mahi actually had a phone call. It was actually a viewer, a listener of Freshly Grounded,
Yeah.
who had discovered Menspire and myself through Freshly Grounded. And this brother, his name was Arif, had many. I don't know the full details of his illnesses, but I know that it's sort of heart related from when he was born, which was 21 years ago. He's been in and out of hospital with certain infections through and heart problems, etc., etc. So his mother got in contact with Mahi and asked if I could cut his hair.
Okay.
And now he wasn't able to make it down to the salon, even though he's been trying to come to the salon for a long time. He's been trying to get a bus or a taxi or whatever because he's in London and he's not very well. So Mahi called me and he said, he gave me loads of news. Most of it wasn't good news. And he said, I have got some amazing news for you. I thought, okay, that'd be nice. Tell me. He goes, okay, someone's got in contact. Their son is a life support machine, which will be turned off in the next few days. And on his bucket list, one of the last things he wants to do is get a haircut from you.
Wow.
Which kind of sent shivers down my spine, to be honest.
When you told me, boy, Shensi was on my
Yeah.
phone. You WhatsApped me.
And when Mai told me, I was like, fine, cancel my Saturday afternoon or whatever, and let's just make it happen. I said, just make it happen. And I was like, rah, that's mad, really.
Yeah, mad, insane.
And so I didn't really think about it too much. I was quite busy coming up to it. So did my morning, and then Mahi's mate came and we drove up to central London and we went into the hospital. And his mate said, have you ever been asked to do anything like this before? I said, nah. And he goes, how do you feel? I said, I don't know. It's all a bit...
Who said this? His friend?
Yeah, Mahi's friend who drove us up there.
Mahi's friend.
He was just asking, but it made me start thinking about this and wow, this is quite major, really. This is like someone like on their deathbed. And it really was, man. I walked into the hospital, had lots of friends and family around, but he was in intensive care on like a, all plugged into the machines and stuff. And he's been trying to come and see me for a haircut for a while. but he hasn't been well. And his mum was lovely, may Allah bless her. And yeah, like one of his last requests was to have a haircut. So he had long hair, mashallah, sunnah long hair, just trimmed it up, styled it up. And sadly, his machine was turned off. That was on the Saturday. His machine was turned off on the Monday, and he passed away on the Sunday night, man. Monday night. So that was last week, bro. So it was just
that's
like,
heavy, man. That's heavy.
It is heavy, bro. And it was humbling to be invited. And it was lovely that this young brother like wanted to have a haircut, and he's seen us. And
did he get to see you cutting his hair and all that kind of stuff?
Yes. Okay, so he gave me salams.
Okay.
It was one of the most difficult times I've ever had to cut hair, because brother's lying down in the bed, and then they put him into a chair bed. But even though he had very, very long, thick hair, and to be able to, even long, thick hair in a salon when they're on a chair and they're in front of you is difficult. You have to section it off, and it's quite complicated. But the brother was lying down and could barely lift his head up. Plus, he's got loads of wires going in here, there, and everywhere. So I was almost said, like, I can't do this because I can't even get to his head. Yeah. But I made it work, alhamdulillah, and just kind of got.
What did you do? What did you give him?
I gave him a trim, so he had long hair. But when I say thick hair, probably the thickest hair I've ever had to cut.
Really?
And understand that the head, his head was sort of on the pillow, and it wasn't possible to sort of do it properly. So it was a challenge, and like I literally felt like as I was doing it, I was like, this is impossible. Like to cut this guy's hair nicely, how am I going to do this? And I just, my bless him, man, was just standing there and was just taking like water spray comb and was just sort of helping me out. Alhamdulillah, I got around there and just sort of moved around the wires and the machine and stuff, but it was a crazy experience.
May Allah reward you for fulfilling that, bro, and may Allah grant that brother Jannah.
I mean, and the only reason I bring it up is because I kept it off social, because there's a part of me that thought this would be almost like not showing off anyway, but be a great thing to record. To show,
and show the impact.
Yeah. But I chose not to, because I'm glad I didn't, because I didn't take any pictures in the room or anything. It didn't feel appropriate.
Exactly.
Yeah, it didn't feel appropriate. But the reason I brought it up is because it is, alhamdulillah, has stemmed from this podcast of us sitting here having a chat. This brother was like, he was very, very touched by the podcast. He loved all our work and stuff, and it was really lovely to be involved in his last stage of his life. And mashallah, like really, obviously strong practicing family, constantly making du'as and Zamzam water in the room, and may Allah give him Jannah. I mean,
it makes you realize that because we sometimes sit here and we think we don't know what to think, and it makes you realize the responsibility that we have in that when loads of people are listening to you, bro, like it can work for you or against you, because everything we say we have to be accountable for all of the thousands of people that listen, and it just makes you want to like literally reach out to the viewers and like ask and make dua for that Allah keeps us sincere, and that we do this for His sake and for His sake only. Subhanallah, man. And also, bro, I had heard on the same topic a few weeks ago. There was a brother who was like my wife's cousin. Who was like, they were like related in like one of his in-laws. Bro, he was on a train. He was 20 years old and he had a heart attack, and he passed away naturally.
Wow.
At 20, bro. So like we really do think that we're gonna be alive forever, but he passed away at 20 years old, man. And it was a natural death. So we think like, oh no, I'm going to live forever until I'm 60, 70, 80. And even if I do pass away before then, I'll probably like be an accident or something. But bro, you could naturally pass away and not even, his health was fine.
You got to remember, the angel of death is literally there, like willing, ready to just take your soul like that. It's on Allah's command like that. It's crazy. He's there like, and we have to contemplate this word death. Like we do have to contemplate it. We get so caught up and excited and living and doing this and building that and planning this and doing that and all this kind of stuff, but like ultimately the thing that the killer of all pleasures is death, and it will meet us. And it's like, if we're not prepping for that, we're prepping for all this worldly stuff. And I'm reminding myself first and foremost, putting so much time and effort planning this, planning that. When I want to achieve this in 5 years, I want to do this in 6 years. How about really what I should be planning and what we should be considering and planning? It's
true, man.
It's heavy, man. It's heavy. It's definitely worth contemplating, because just the fact that I was invited to do this, for me, this is obviously my qadar that happened, but it was very much that in itself is a reminder that like death waits for no man. This brother Arif was 21 years old.
SubhanAllah, younger than both of us.
The brother you're talking about is 20 years old.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it happens. It happens at any time as well. So it's good to remind yourself of that word, because I'm not in a deep dark way for the people listening who maybe don't ever consider the word death or think about anything happening after when you do die, but it humbles you, man. It's a heavy one.
It's also it's never going to help to. It's not a nice thing to talk about. It is very morbid to talk about, but it's not going to help by ignoring it. No, because that's not going to take away the fact that it's going to happen, because it's the one thing that everyone in the world agrees upon.
Would you say it's morbid for practicing Muslims? Like, do you think it's morbid talking about death, or is it something that we should talk about more?
I mean, somewhat, because like. It is obviously, because
if someone's not ready for it,
in definition itself, like talking about death is literally a morbid thing to do, but that doesn't always mean it's a negative thing to do, because boys, how good of a reminder is it?
Yeah.
Because when you think about death, you think, oh, well, I need to fix up. Yeah. I could walk out the door today and die, and so then that makes you think, all right, let me fix my intentions again on everything.
Yeah.
And so I don't think it's about. I think that we don't talk about it enough.
Yeah,
definitely.
Agreed.
And I know people around me, even in my family and stuff, who, when we bring it up, it's like, oh, no, I don't want to talk about that. It's such a negative thing. Like, I don't want to think about that. And it's like, well, not thinking about it is never going to help. No. It's not going to push it away. And so I do definitely agree that we shouldn't be so negative. But as Muslims, we're taught to be balanced people, aren't we?
No
like,
doubt.
we're balanced. So we're not overly negative, but we're not also, in fact, it's actually promoted to us to be optimistic people in the Sunnah. But we're not overly optimistic to the point where we're unrealistic.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not going to live till 500. It's just not going to happen. So, there's no point in like kind of dwelling on. You have to kind of be able to think about both things.
Yeah, for sure. It's healthy.
So that was Saturday.
And
then Sunday was chill day, family day. Sunday's family day, innit?
Proper family day. So I was seeing my parents, my wife, my child. My sister, alhamdulillah. Yeah, so Sunday's a proper family day.
Yeah, same. We had I went to the in-laws on Sunday, so we had like a big. Normally, my in-laws we do like a really big like family get together, like with all of like the cousins and this, that, the other, like once every bank holiday. So it happens maybe like 3 or 4 times a year, but it hadn't happened in a very long time. And so my mother-in-law actually invited the whole family around her house on Sunday. So we had a nice like big family dinner.
Enjoy?
It was nice, man. I had a bit of cheesecake.
Is it? What type?
Like with cheesecake, just regular cheesecake, vanilla.
I had cheesecake. My mum made cheesecake. Yeah, she got a normal. No. She got a normal cheesecake.
She made it from scratch. Yeah.
Let me just.
That's sick.
So she brought a normal cheesecake.
She brought
maybe
one
from Marks or somewhere like that, because it was quite a good quality one. But then she added fruits to it.
Ooh.
And personalised the thing. Caster sugar. So she made it like she added blueberries and strawberries.
I rate that still.
Yeah. Alhamdulillah, it was nice.
Nice.
She customised a cheesecake.
Did you have a big old slice?
I had 2 slices.
You big old boy.
Yeah, Sunday as well.
Yeah. What? You had a Sunday, or because
it was Sunday as well? Sometimes
right.
an excuse. Do you never use that excuse?
I do sometimes.
I always do.
Okay.
Even on a Monday.
I had a cheesecake, and I actually had a couple desserts actually that day.
Yeah.
There was something else. There was what else was there?
Oh, the little
there was custard.
Rice pudding, like the rice pudding.
Oh, what, kheer? No. That's quite.
I assumed that you had that.
Yeah, fine. Okay, I'll take that. We actually we had a pizza night there. Right? There was no curries involved.
You had a pizza.
Yeah, we had pizza, man. We called in pizza. We get so many people. You don't want to cook for that many people, innit? So
really, you all got together as family and had pizza.
Because the point was all getting together, not the food itself.
Yeah, of course.
Because bless my mother-in-law, to make food for that many people.
How many people?
Alhamdulillah, she got a big. There's a few uncles and aunties and all their kids, so, and we're all like grown up. We're all like my age, or like they all range from like 17 to like 30. So no one's eating small either. So the easiest thing to do is order some big old pizzas.
I imagine, and this is not. I'm not playing like a race card or anything like that. But I imagine like a big Pakistani family event, they would just be like overflowing with like different curries and all that kind of stuff.
Well, don't get me wrong, there is.
Because I've been to these events and I've seen it.
No, of course. There is, if A, you bring in a caterer, or B, the person
bring in a caterer. How many people were there?
Or B, no, it wasn't that many. It was like 20. It was like 20 or so. 20. Like, it wasn't that many. So, or someone, the person who's cooking like makes enough. But I think she normally what she does is she cooks.
Yeah.
But I think this time it was just one of those things. By there's so many people.
Build dominoes.
Like, I think my father-in-law was like, don't.
That's good. It's good.
Yeah, and so that's what we did Sunday. And then what, Monday you back to work?
So my new routine now is it used to be Sundays and Monday were my days off. Okay. Sunday isn't a proper day off in the sense that I can't mess that around. I don't even really have my phone with me like most of the day. And then Monday, I'm off, but I dedicate like from about 11 till 4 of doing something productive work-wise. So
it's like a full day.
Nah, 11 till 4, like that's just like I'll go and get my haircut, and then when I'm getting my haircut, I'll do a few bits of Minspa, a few bits in 59,
okay, fine.
and then make sure I achieve something. Because I think if 2 days go past and you've done nothing, in my position, it's like it's not a good look. So that's my new sort of routine.
Oh, that's your new routine.
New routine is Sunday is my day off.
What did it used to be?
It used to be Sunday, Monday, yeah,
okay,
and then it used to, yeah. But I've just, yeah, it's just it wasn't productive like locking that Monday off completely.
Right.
Although. It's not like I cut hair or anything on a Monday, but I just make sure I try and achieve something. Like I said, from like 11 till 4, I try and achieve things in that time, and then I'll lock off after that. And then Tuesday, normal.
Okay.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday's freshly grounded.
Yeah.
Friday's busy. Saturday's busy. Sunday's family day.
I rate that, man.
Alhamdulillah, it's working for me at the minute.
Yeah, I'm your typical rush hour.
You are, aren't
9 to
you?
5, Monday to Friday guy. Yeah. Weird. I never thought I'd be that, but I'm very happy with how it is. Because it's not like a 9 to 5 in the sense that like 9 to 5, but I'm, going to like a corporate place. I'm 9 to 5 here, and it just conveniently works out that 9 to 5 are my best hours, because by the time I wake up, once I'm awake after Fajr and eaten and showered, I'm ready to leave the house around 8ish, and then by the time I'm finished my work, it's always between 4 and 6 generally. And it's nice, man. I don't mind the rush hour traffic at all, because even though it takes me about an hour to get home, which without traffic takes about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, but an hour with rush hour traffic, bro, I'll make sure I utilize that time for some sort of benefit. So either I'll listen to some Quran or some du'as or a class, because you know what's really good, bro? There's a lot of classes online. When I say classes, I mean not just a iman boosting lecture, but like, for example, that you can go to the masjid and sit in an Aqidah class, and it'll be a class for a 6-month class. Every Saturday you go 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Loads of those exist. The thing is, if you go to most of them, you'll see that it's being recorded, right? And you think just, where's the recording going? But a lot of time it's on YouTube, but it's got like 50 views, 100 views, because people don't know about it. Yeah. You look deep enough, bro, you find proper classes online, man. And so it's a real shame, because I look at these classes, like the one I'm actually watching right now is a description of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and it's got like 50 episodes, and each class is like an hour long. So imagine that's 50 hours of content, right? And some of the videos have like a couple hundred views. I think to myself, subhanAllah, this is such beneficial content, bro. It's a proper class where the students are sitting at the sheikh's feet, and like any YouTuber like myself is getting like 10 times them views, but we're not giving half as much benefit. Mad. And so anyway, I would encourage people to look for those stuff. So anyway, I'll either listen to a class or Quran, blah, blah.
Yeah, but how do you when you say that? How would someone say someone's listening, and they actively want to start gaining a little bit more knowledge? How do they? How do you go about? How do you find like the correct person teaching the correct thing? Because there's so much bid'ah out there.
Right.
How do you know where you can trust to get your knowledge from?
Well, first, I think a lot of it is by association. And so if, for example, to trust Ustad Tim Humble. Yeah. If you watch enough of his videos, you see his stuff, you'll clock like the people who he has done videos with, that kind of stuff, and you know that he's gonna be very particular with who he works with, and you got to use a bit of akal, they say in Punjabi, like use your mind a bit.
Say again, sorry.
Akal.
In English, for freshly grounded, the English viewers. Say.
Oh, so do we have English?
Akal.
Yeah.
Akal. That's Arabic. That's Arabic for your
common sense.
Yeah. I thought you said it was Punjabi.
It is in Punjabi as well.
Punjabi as well. What else? Well, go on. Carry on. That's important. Go on.
Kursi is also Punjabi and Arabic.
Is it?
Yes, chair. And so, you have to kind of use a bit of akal and use common sense, and, but even then, bruv, like, even if you start with Ustad Tim Humble actually has a 1.5 hour lecture. I haven't watched this one, but he has a 1.5 hour lecture online called The Physical Description of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I mean, like, an hour and a half, bro. Like, if you're driving in rush hour, that's pretty much like 2 journeys. Like, you're using it beneficial. But like I said, don't get me wrong, there are some times where I don't necessarily. I want to listen to something a bit more easy, like easy on the ears. And so I'm not always into classes or Quran and stuff. Like sometimes I want to listen to something that's like will benefit me, but in a different way. And so therefore I will listen to like maybe an interview with Elon Musk or like a podcast that's about business and that kind of stuff. Because that's not impermissible for us to listen to, is it?
Ozone.
I don't listen to the Ozone, but not because
you don't listen to
I don't rate it.
Why?
Not because I don't rate it, but I mean, I'm always around Omar, so you ask him if he listens to FG, probably not.
But you were on the last Ozone, weren't you?
First one, yeah, the first one.
Oh yeah, the first one. You've not listened to it?
I didn't even listen to that episode. No. I can't imagine hearing myself back.
I listened to the first bit. You were talking about Freshly Grounded a lot. You plugged Freshly Grounded for it. Well done.
Yeah, FG had to be plugged.
Bro, sorry to interrupt you. When I left the hospital the other day, I walked out and there were some brothers walking in, and one of them goes, Ozone.
What?
Yeah. He pointed at me and he said, Ozone.
Really?
May Allah bless him. Yeah, I didn't even.
You should have said you got.
And
one of the brothers swung him. No,
one of the brothers that I was with, who was with the brother's family, was like, "What's that, bro?" I was like, "How do I explain to like this guy what Ozone is?" I said, "It's a podcast." And just left it at that.
Bro.
So carry on.
No, that's pretty much it. So like,
yeah.
The reason I don't hate rush hour is because I'll make it beneficial for myself. And bro, if you listen to Tim Humble podcast, he mentions that as well. Like, don't just spend your time in traffic watching cars. Like, make it beneficial. And so, I've gained a lot of benefit from, like, for example, this week, when I didn't want to necessarily listen to a class or something, I put on a podcast called The Minimalists, and it's by two guys who are minimalists, and you can take a lot from. I was thinking to myself that being a minimalist, as we've mentioned before on the podcast, is quite a beneficial thing. But what I did think to myself after listening to our podcast is that it's great freeing up your mind, freeing up your space. I still very much promote it like we did. However, it also made me very thankful for Islam, because as we know, Islam is very balanced and promotes the balanced way. The Prophet ﷺ would mention to always be on the middle path, and I think that's a beautiful like way of life, because being too minimalist is also an extreme, to the point where all you have in your house is a table and a chair. Do you know what I mean? Like. So I think being a minimalist generally is a very good way to live. But I think, and if you look at if you listen to like the stories of the Prophet ﷺ, like, well, one could argue that he was a minimalist, whether that be by choice or by like force. But so I would never say be a materialist, if that's even a word, like just have loads of items and stuff. But I would also say you have to be balanced. I think I wouldn't ever go as far as like devoting my life to minimalism.
Yeah. Balance.
A
little bit of both, realistically.
Yeah.
A little bit of both. Yeah, of course. It's strange. I was walking down to the tube today, and there was just like so many people rushing around, and I was thinking a bit of a deep one. I was thinking, no one. That's even on the main train I got up here. Like, it's so many people in this train, and there's not one person communicating or even looking at each other or having a chat. Yeah. It is sad, but this is the culture that we've got in London. Yeah, everyone's just focused on getting to work and this, that, and the other. So when I make it to the tube, it's busy, really, 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 really busy. There's queues of people, and the thought just comes to mind: like, all these people, most of them like are workers wearing the suits and whatever. And the thought goes through my mind, I think, all these people are just like so focused on like. Just on just working, as am I, but they're just focused on just chasing, like it's just like sardines in a tin sort of thing. It's just like, it's mad.
What's it again? Sardines in a tin?
Yeah.
Explain that. Never heard that before. Go on.
You never heard that?
Nope.
You need to Google it. It's mad. Yeah. It's mad. I could
probably make a compilation video of all of your things that you say that are just really funny and peculiar.
What, you've never heard of sardines in a tin?
Never. I mean, I know what sardines in the tin are. Don't get me wrong. Your boy used to eat some sardines after school.
Did you?
Yeah, my mum used to make sardines on French bread. It used to be really nice. Yeah, really nice.
It's an expression, like, there's just so many people, like, and it almost I'm sure it's not mindless, but almost looks mindless. Like, if like, say an outsider just comes in and pointed and just shown like how the system for travelling to work is in the morning, no one talking, everyone's just focusing, getting to work. It's crazy.
It is mad.
And I was just on the way to do my humble podcast.
On your high horse.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Mate, I hear that.
It's a crazy thought. Just like no one's talking. Like, it's a crazy culture that we're all in the same boat. We're all on the way to work. And like, if one person were to like smile at someone else and make a comment, they would be looked at as like strange. It's like, we don't do that. No, we don't do that. We don't talk. Like, we're all human beings. We're designed to communicate. We enjoy. We feed off each other's energy. And what beautiful way in the morning to be like, so what do you do? And you're just chatting like, I work in Holborn, or oh really, I work in Brick Lane. Look. Instead, everyone's just like on their phone, or like it's just crazy.
You know what's really sad though, bro? It's almost like because that's like not in our, because it's become so normal not to do that. It would actually be weird if someone did do that. You'd be a bit creeped out. You'd be like,
weird. Yeah,
is he trying to like this guy? Like, watch out for him. He's a bit inquisitive.
If you hear someone talk on the tube or on the train, especially on the rush hour times, like you almost look around saying, why is someone like being normal here? This isn't a place for normality. It's like, no, I'm not going to talk till I get it through my front door and I see my family or my friends. I'm not going to talk to anyone. That's bruv, it's crazy.
Bro, it's actually so true, because if I was on a tube in London, I'd probably be a bit like weirded out if someone was inquisitive about me, like, oh, what do you do, like, oh, so where do you live, that kind of stuff. I'd be a bit like, like, I'm not giving this guy too much information, it's a bit creepy.
Yeah.
Whereas when I used to live in Wales, bro, if someone asked me, I'd give them all my information, because it was so normal out there. Like, but in Wales, you're waiting in a queue for like to pay for something. The woman in front of you, like a nice old lady, will turn around, chat to you. Actually, I had this thing yesterday. I had an encounter yesterday, and it reminded me now, thinking of it, of Wales, and it's such a beautiful feeling that you have in your heart. So I was at Asda, and me and my missus went out for dinner last night, and after dinner, we were like, oh, should we grab some like dessert or something on the way home, like get something, like have something at home. And so we popped to Asda, and we got some ice cream and some like popcorn and that kind of stuff. And there's also a cinema like nearby, and the woman at the till, like an elderly woman, and she goes, oh, you guys pop into the cinema? We said, nah, we're just gonna go home and get some dessert. So we just going home, and she's like, oh, dessert, that's nice. And she was like, then she started talking to us, really like having a proper conversation. She goes, oh, and then I used to do this. She's like, oh, I don't know what to do now. Like, you know, I want to go home and watch I'm a Celebrity, but I finish at 10, and I got my other job first thing in the morning, so I don't know if to like record it and like watch it at home or like watch it tomorrow. But then all the women at work are going to be talking about it. And she's really conversating about it. Bro, we had the most lovely conversation with this lady, yeah? And bro, it just felt so nice to have a conversation with a stranger. And I remember leaving, I said to my wife, I said, what a lovely person she was. Like, just this lovely elderly lady who was having a lovely conversation with us about her like life. And we were talking back, and she was asking about us just while we were paying for our things. And then we actually stood there for quite a while after I had paid. And we're just talking to her, and she had a smile on her face, and she gave me a smile. And, you know, my missus was smiling. And we walked away feeling
Did
really...
you smile?
Yeah. Your boy dropped a smile. And that's it, bro. That's literally the end of it. But it felt so good, and all we had is a conversation. And I actually went back, and I was talking about my missus. I said, bro, I don't call her bro. Don't worry. I said, bro. I said, how sad is it that? Not sad, but how mad is it that it's like this lady? I felt quite sorry for her. I know like she wouldn't want my sympathy, and it almost sounds like I'm speaking like on my high horse by even saying this. But I'm not gonna hide how I felt. I genuinely felt like, bless her, she's like an elderly lady, and she's working 2 jobs minimum, because she said, I've got my other job in the morning. That's what she said. She's working till 10 p.m. at Asda on the tills, and she's got a new job in the morning, which sounds to me like she starts 9 a.m., which means she's probably gonna wake up at 7. And like, she doesn't even get time to watch TV when she gets home. I felt so bad for her. Bless her. Innit? Come on, Sam. You're so heartless. Bro, she's old, man. She's not like young, like she can be on the grind.
I'm not emotionally attached to this woman like you are.
I am.
It's a lady who works in Asda. May Allah bless her. That's as far as it goes for me.
Yeah.
Sounds like you got emotionally attached to this lady.
Yeah. I'm a bit of an emotional
There's worse things in the world than she can't get home and watch Celebrity. I'm a Celebrity. Who cares?
No, it's not that. It's the fact that she's working 2 jobs. And she's old. Would you want your nan to be working 2 jobs?
How old was she, bro? My nan's 93.
Okay, she was maybe like 65.
That's not old, is it?
I mean, that's quite old.
60 isn't old this day and age. 50, 60 is not old. 70 is like old. She's a middle-aged woman.
She's not middle-aged.
She does a paper round in the morning and she works in Asda in the evenings. She sounds like she's got it all right, to be fair. Moving on.
Your nan's 93.
Nan's 93, can you believe it?
7 more years and she hits the big 1-0. 1-0.
Yeah, inshallah, man. Inshallah.
My nan's like, not that you asked, she's like 80 or something.
That's good.
Yeah. Nan's.
That's very good.
She's at my house right now, my nan.
Is she? Why?
Yeah, she's doing it because we got the heating guy coming and I'm not in.
She likes him more?
Sorry?
Oh, to help with the heating for your house.
Well, yeah, our heating is doing this weird thing where like sometimes it's on and sometimes it's off.
Sounds like you got a problem with the heating.
Yeah.
Should you get a heating guy around?
Well, we got the heating guy around. That's what we're doing today. Got the heating guy.
Your nan's gonna let him in.
Nan's gonna let him in. I'm a bit scared of him because what I was saying that what if he's telling her like in his proper like Cockney accent? What if he comes round, Bill?
How do you know even that's gonna show up at your house?
Listen, yeah. So Bill comes round, yeah.
Bill
the eating guy.
Typical white guy.
And what if he's like, oh man, what's happening is you got to bleed the liberator, and you got to come over to the boiler. I'll show you what button you got to press. My nan's, bless her, she doesn't speak English very well. She's gonna be like, I have no idea what he told us. I'm gonna come home and be like, Nan, so what did he say? And she's gonna be like, I literally don't know. Problem's not gonna be solved. So what I think they should do is they should send a Punjabi guy. No, but yeah. So there's a bit of a problem there. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Punjabi guy might show up. They do heating as well.
Do they? Sam. When was the last time you had a Punjabi heating guy come
I've never had it.
Have you ever had a heating guy come around your house?
I've had a plumber come around my house. Technically, is that what you mean, a plumber?
Don't know.
The boiler's not working, it's a plumber.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, we'll break it down. A plumber.
Really?
I would say so. Unless
it's not. It's not, is it, Nate? Gas man.
But then gas people are generally like, yeah, plumbers are quite often got gas certificates.
Really?
I know that generally when I've had issues with the boiler, I've had the plumber.
Plumbers are on a good bit of wad, don't they?
They're on a good bit away from. But workmen in general, man, like builders, carpenters, it's a fantastic industry, fantastic trades. Tradesmen, like you can do some serious cake.
I know a carpenter, and he's on a very good salary.
I know carpenters are on a good salary as well.
And he also has a beautiful house because all he has to pay for is the materials. I'm sure he gets some materials cheap as well.
Yeah,
and
materials are generally quite cheap, especially if you have a trades card, you can get it cheap.
Yeah, and he just obviously doesn't have to pay for the labour. I've seen over the years he slowly built his house nicer and nicer and nicer. Yeah.
Since I've been doing shops, I've had the same builder generally doing it, and like he's just incredible how his mind works. You've seen obviously the shops, like he's great, but he hasn't got that amazing house.
Did you take him down?
To be fair,
he probably listens to this.
He probably has got he has got a nice house. I've been there, but it's not doesn't do justice to his skills. Right.
Did you take him down to?
You've met him.
I have.
Yeah.
Have you? Who's that? Bro, by the way, who's that guy who comes to your like 59 and Men's Spire all the time? Yeah, who's like
D.
No, like the most alpha male man I've ever seen in my life. He's like got a big beard, white guy with a brown beard. He's like hench.
Yeah. It's a mate of mine.
Who is he?
I'm not going to say his name.
Bro, he's like... If you think man, you think him, innit? Like,
how have you even seen him?
But he's always in 59 or Men's Spire.
Yeah.
Bro, I see him in 59 and like... If our viewers now can imagine like the manliest man, like a rugged, like a really tall, like 6'5", really hench, but not like not ripped, just bulky hench, and like a big, like rough, scruffy beard. I was like, who on earth? And he's always wearing some kind of work gear. Like he's obviously some sort of builder or something.
He owns a waste company, so like
a waste
company, yeah.
Oh, okay,
waste. Yeah. So like would pick up rubbish from building sites, would pick up bins, like
yeah, that's right, because he wears a green t-shirt.
That's right, yeah. He has a large company, man.
Mate of yours, is he?
My wife's mother works for him as well. Yeah, he's a friend of mine. Yeah,
he's a lad. That is a lad.
I would say he's above lad.
Yeah, he's definitely above lad. He's like a.
He's a man. Yeah, he's a man.
Proper man.
He's a good guy, man. He's a good friend of mine. Yeah.
But you never heard him scream like a girl.
I haven't, no.
But he doesn't.
I don't know. I doubt it.
What does he order in 59?
ABC and eggs. ABC's good, man. Apple, beetroot, and carrot. It's a massive man's drink.
Really?
Yeah, beetroot in your drink's a man's drink. He's actually like without exposing things. He's my. If you look at Men's Spire, the client that's spent the most money in the salon is him.
Really?
I trim his hair every week, and he goes to 59 every day.
Every day?
Yeah.
I do see him there a lot.
A couple of times a day. He's a good guy.
Oh, so he works local to 59 then? Or does he trek there?
He has a huge yard. So he has a huge yard. Do you know what a yard is?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, house. No, I'm joking.
He has a massive yard with like gates where like all the rubbish gets taken and stuff. Guard dogs and the skips. There's caravans. He's got like, a massive one of them down the road.
What does one do with all that waste in that yard?
You take it there and it would get sorted. Then it gets taken to like a wasteland.
Okay.
which is like there's a lot of money in. There's a massive amount of money. Like you think about it, we all produce waste and rubbish, don't we?
Yeah.
And we always have to get rid of it throughout the day. In your office, I've seen the bags of rubbish.
Yeah.
And I've taken it down before. Even your house, all the rubbish. Think about there's so much. Now think about the person who has to look after that and ensure that gets dealt with.
Yeah.
It's actually a very
big
very
industry.
It's a great industry to get into. Like because if you get to the end and if you can actually deal with the waste at the end, you're a billionaire.
Speaking of big industries, actually, you know, I was telling you I was listening to this minimalist podcast. They were saying that how crazy is it that the storage industry, like, you know, storage units, I believe they were saying it's a $2.2 billion industry. Bro, how insane is that? They were saying
storage,
is it? That's like, you know, Big Yellow Storage, Shergard. And they were saying, how crazy is it that we have so much stuff in life, that our houses in generations, our houses are getting bigger, but we're having less space in our houses because of all the stuff we have, to the point now where we have to put our stuff that we don't use in storage. And he said it makes no sense to him how we have things that we don't use, but instead of throwing them, we put them in this storage thing, we pay, and it's become a $2.2 billion industry.
It's crazy, isn't it?
And bro, it is crazy because we had a guy in the office recently, and he, you know, Big Yellow Storage, he's like one of the guys who like, he's some sort of manager for Big Yellow Storage. What he does is he looks for buildings that they can buy, properties that they can buy and turn into a Big Yellow Storage. So for example,
St Albans as well.
Yeah, so there's these like really old, massive dry cleaners that they're like really old school dry cleaners that don't really function anymore. But you'll see one opposite our office. It's like a really big building, and it's a dry cleaner.
Really?
So it must have been like a dry cleaning factory or something before. But a lot of them are out of business now, and so things like that, like big buildings like that like aren't running anymore, they inquire about them and try and get them, and then they turn it into a Big Yellow Storage.
Really?
Massive industry, bro.
It's a big industry.
Mad.
Yeah, I see them pop up all over the place.
I think if I got to the point where I needed storage, I'd consider, do I really need these things now? Or am I hoarding?
This is the argument of minimalism and hoarding. Where's the balance? Make sure you have a house, you have one room, like an attic, you can just shove all your stuff in and not have to think about.
Is that a solution, Sam? Put things under the rug?
I know, I'm not paying for extra storage.
That's true. It's true.
It's true.
I heard this guy who was talking about minimalism. It wasn't on the same podcast, but it was a different podcast. And he was saying that the rule he uses is a 20 by 20 rule. Did I tell you about this before? Okay, so he says, someone must have said to him, like, how does one know what's important and what's not important? And he said, my rule is this. If you say, oh, I'll keep this just in case I need it. Yeah. He said, if it's anything like that, he said he uses a 20 by 20 rule. And what that means is if he can get it in under 20 minutes for under $20 or for us £20, he'll throw it away.
If he can get the actual item. Really?
So let's say, for example, we have like these wires. Like, for example, you might have a HTC charger. Yeah. You don't have a HTC phone. Your wife doesn't have a HTC phone. Not that, I mean, does she?
No.
And who has a HTC phone, right? But you have that lead. You think, do you know what? I might get a device one day that requires that charger. You keep it.
Yeah, of course.
But really and truly, how much it costs you? About £2. You get it probably down the road.
I've definitely been on the other end of like clearing things out and massively regretted throwing things away.
Really?
I've been on that end, yeah. That's more times than not. Like,
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Would you consider using the 20 by 20 rule?
I would say like a lot of the things that I would say like would be sometimes I always like use the excuse that it's rare and I wouldn't be able to get it again. Do you know what I mean?
That's a good point though. That's a good point.
Because you can't just like, not everything is replaceable like that. Some things have got sentimental, some things are rare. You might have obtained it in another country, another part of the world, whatever. Do you know what I mean? So I've definitely like had a good intention of sorting things out, and I've definitely thrown away things that I've regret throwing away.
Yeah, I have a few sentimental things. Like, for example, we were doing a clear out, and I kept one or two things. Like, when my granddad passed away, I kept like a few things of his, and I wouldn't throw them away even if I didn't need them, to be honest, just because it's nice.
Sentimental,
yeah, sentimental to me. But I don't have a lot of sentimental things, so one or two here or there. Do you have many tools, Sam?
Do I have many tools? Yeah. I have loads of tools. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, of course. I'm a barber.
No, man, like hammers and screwdrivers.
Why did you say what tools? Tools are my trade. Yeah, I've got scissors, clippers.
No, I mean like because
proper tools.
Yeah, because when my granddad passed away, I took all of his tools.
What are you going to do with tools?
I've actually used them quite a lot.
Have you? Yeah. What? Doing what?
Loads of things. Like, I installed a CCTV at my house.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I used the drill and everything, and I've been fixing things around my house. And now that I have this toolbox, I want to fix more things.
That's good.
And now, I always have this big dream, of having, I don't know why, because I won't do anything.
You told me
with it.
this. You want to have a big tool, like a huge toolbox.
Yeah,
I know.
I want to get one of those big Stanley toolboxes.
Yeah.
Have like fresh tools in there, and I want to like, inshallah, get a home that has a garage.
Yeah.
And turn my garage into like my man cave, and have like a tool, like a proper like tool set up in there. You know those things, like those you know those metal strips that are like magnetic on the wall, and you can like put your hammer up.
Yeah.
Love that. Don't know why.
It's interesting.
And I want to have. And my wife said to me the other day, she said it's really funny because I'm going to be. She said, you're always going to be in there and you're not going to be doing anything. Like, I'm going to come in there and be like, you're gonna be like, I'm building something, and it's just going to be the most pointless thing. But I don't know why.
But you have no intention of building. You just aesthetically like how it looks.
Yeah, I'll tell you
They
why.
do
I
look
think
nice
it is.
though. They do look nice. Tools do look nice.
I think it's because ever since I was little, I used to help out my granddad, and he had a unit where he would have like a setup like that. I used to always go there. I used to be so fascinated by my granddad's unit, and he used to be doing things with this heavy machinery and and I used to be like, oh man, this is sick.
What was he doing with it?
No one ever knew. No joking. He was an artist, and he actually used to do Arabic calligraphy.
Did he?
And he, when Muhammad Ali converted to Islam, he came out to London and he requested a custom piece for my granddad. And my granddad has a picture of him like handing Muhammad Ali Ayatul Kursi or something that he did himself.
Mashallah.
So he used to do frames and stuff.
He used to use heavy machinery to make the frames.
Yeah, because you got like he used to actually make the frames.
Wow.
Yeah.
I haven't got tools, really, personal tools, no.
Do you share the same vision of me as having that dream?
No, I like what you're saying. I've seen what you've seen. And I've actually been into quite a lot of barbershops where their unit, they carry all their stuff is those beautiful like tool, like there's the tool thing, the tool shelves that you can like kind of move around a garage.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I see them a lot in barbershops.
But I think that is a very handy and non-waste of time skill to have, to be able to be like, aware of how to fix and build certain things. Because, bro, how annoying is it if like, for example, your car, something minor happens to your car, you have to take all the way to the garage, you got to pay arm and leg, and you could have maybe like switched your tyre out. So, do you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Like,
did you put that up?
Nate did that.
Can you do that?
I could do it.
Because this is a skill that we should have.
Yeah, I could do that because I put the CCTV camera in my house, which was a really tough task. Well, that sounds such a like kiddie thing, but for me that was really tough. And now I can like for me it was tough. Nate did that whole thing.
Really?
Nate's a proper handyman.
That looks almost complex.
Yeah, Nate's a very for those of you listening, that's like the entire studio setup that we have, like with the Nate's a very a real handyman, but. Come on, that is a handy start. These are handy things to know. Like, imagine, for example, you're at home. Right, I'll give you an actual example. Yeah, in my house, the cupboard that we have, the door's broken of the cupboard. Yeah, we don't even have the door anymore, so I have to get a new door now. Yeah, now the door is like a custom size, so. I could do one of two options. I could either go on some website or something and put in the dimensions for how big I need the door, get someone to come in, fit in my door, blah, blah. Or I could treat it as like a little project for myself, get the wood, build myself a door, nail it in. And I'd feel really proud of myself when I build that door of my cupboard and save myself a bit of bob. Save yourself a bit of bob. A bit of wonga. Yeah.
Bob.
And that's it, done it myself. Come on, you have to admit.
Sorry, did you say you're gonna build a new door?
Well, I'm not good. I'm saying imagine if I could.
But you're not gonna.
Nah, I'll probably just go on the website. Or like, let's say your door breaks, the lock breaks. You need to put
I mean, there's been lots of times when I've had to wait for someone else to put a shelf up, and I've had to, between you and me, there's a lot of things that I wish I'm sure if I set my mind to it, I could do it. But there's been times when I've needed things doing in the shop or even at home, and like I've had to get someone else to do it. It'd be nice to
do it yourself,
or get Nate round.
Yeah, get Nate round. Well, speaking of that, I actually put one of the shelves up in my house by myself, and it's the shelf. It's the shelf that has like all my books, like mostly all my Islamic books and stuff. But it's directly above my bed, on the side that I sleep. Now my wife refuses to sleep on this side because
she thinks it's gonna fall down.
Well. Only 3 of the 4 nails are securely in, and it's a very heavy shelf. It's got very heavy books on it. As every night I sleep under this shelf, that could potentially, it's very, very, it's about as thick as like one of those things, yeah? And it's like a long shelf, and it could potentially drop and kill me any day.
Death by Islamic book.
Shelf. Yeah. Depends.
If the shelf or the book gets you.
I don't know if the books would kill me. I think the shelf
the book
would.
lands you,
Yeah. There you go.
not a bad way to go in the scale of things.
I suppose.
If you think about it.
I suppose you die in your sleep as well, which is a bit painless.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't wish that upon myself. Would you?
In the scale of as deaths go, I mean, it probably wouldn't be one of the worst ways to go, would it?
Thanks, Sam.
I'm just thinking for myself. Imagine being asleep.
Well, if you want,
suddenly, book. Done.
if you want, I'll install a shelf above where you sleep.
I'm gonna get Nate to do it.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Should we take a quick break because your boy needs to.
I thought you
Say
did
no
your
more.
routine before you left.
Yeah, I did. I had a bit of water.
Fine. Say no more.
Say no more.
Go on.
All right, and then
No
should we
problem.
jump into some current events when we're
Yes.
back? All right. In that case, guys, say no more. Back in the building. Back in the building. Back in the building. Yep. With Mr. Sam Palmer. Yep. Bit more high pitch than I would have liked.
Hello.
Hello, Sam.
Hello.
Are we okay?
Yes, thank you. Are you?
Good. How was your break?
Fine, thank you. And yourself?
Good, thanks.
Good.
Good.
Good. Back.
Should we get into some current events? Current events.
Nate one.
Nate one. Got Mr. Nathan in the building.
Am I muted now? How you doing, guys?
Were you mute?
Not now. No, I'm good. I think.
He's in the building. Is your waves going up and down?
I never look. Yeah, they are.
Who's
But
that
they
on
do
your
anyway.
hat? Who's that on your hat?
I know it's dollars and pounds. I don't know who the person is, but that's the brand of it. Yeah,
Dollars and what?
dollars and pounds.
Dollars and pounds.
Yeah.
That's a good combination.
See the
Yeah.
eyes.
Bit of dollars, bit of pounds.
Add a little
That way
rupees.
you have to convert dollars, pounds, and rupees.
All right.
We get a bit of that way when you go to America, you don't have to convert because you got dollars. You got pounds. Dollars and pounds.
Yes. Business advice from Big Faze.
Nate, let's get the first CE.
Right,
Stands for current events. Oh, well.
Careful, Nate.
This table's a bit loose.
I know. Red left it loose, sorry.
Yeah. Red's in Italy right now, I think.
Whereabouts
Or
in
he's on his
Italy
way.
is he?
He's going to Milan eventually. I don't know where he's going first.
I don't know what you said.
What's he doing?
Gonna
Business or
see.
pleasure?
Pleasure, I think.
he deserves
I think,
that. He deserves
that.
He
He's
deserves a
taking,
little break.
he's taking his camera with him.
I guess that is
Yeah, he's going to take a couple shots.
Yeah.
He's a photographer. He's what he loves, isn't it?
Yeah. He's a very good photographer as well.
I said get some pictures in front of the cathedral. It looks very beautiful, the building.
You recommended him to go where?
I said take some pictures outside the cathedral.
Which one?
In Milan.
Oh, in Milan.
Yeah.
Have you been to Milan?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, recently, didn't you?
Yeah, some dinner outside the cathedral. Lunch, actually. It's a very beautiful building. Architecture's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can definitely appreciate the architecture of a good cathedral, can't you?
Yes.
Where did I go recently and I saw loads of cathedrals?
St. Albans?
Quite possibly.
Right.
You been to Blacks
Hey?
in St. Albans?
What the hell? Black's what?
Every time I drive into St. Albans, it says Blacks this way. And then I go further towards the sign, it says Blacks. And underneath it says Blacks Furniture and something. So it's a furniture shop called Blacks.
Is it? I didn't know.
But it looks really weird because as you're driving, you can only see
Blacks
them
this way.
bold. It just says Blacks this way. And that's actually
Why did
the
you
way
go that way?
I've got to go that way.
Oh, right.
That's my way to the men's buyer. And then it says
You
underneath-
come, I know where you... What,
the
you
name
come
of the
from that
furn-
way, yeah?
The name of the furniture shop is called Blacks.
It's right on the edge of St Albans, isn't it?
Yeah.
Almost countryside area around it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Little
no.
roundabout, mini roundabout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See their men's there. That's where Arsenal used to train, just down there.
Really? Nate's a gooner. In fact, he's wearing an Arsenal
He's a what?
t-shirt. He's a gooner.
Yeah,
Gooner.
Yeah, like us Arsenal fans, we call ourselves gooners. And Arsenal's actually,
You
Nate,
support Arsenal?
Nate's actually wearing an Arsenal away t-shirt right now, aren't you, Nate?
I had one on yesterday as well.
He had the home t-shirt on yesterday.
I quite like football shirts.
Home and Away is also the name of a popular soap. Probably not very popular at all, actually, but a soap
They're
nonetheless.
still running. Jesus.
Do you know?
Palm Olive is also a popular name of a soap.
Yeah, I have palm olive at my house in the kitchen, and I noticed it today because I had to make wudu in the kitchen today. Because my nan was in the bathroom upstairs. Because she's staying around.
Banging routine.
Maybe because she's staying around. Because the heat man's got a car bill.
Oh, the Punjabi fella's coming around.
So yeah, we have palm olive in the kitchen, as I noticed today.
What's the first current event?
Yeah, let's get to it. The first one that we've got is there's a schoolgirl that waits nearly 4 hours in the rain after falling down the steps, injuring her leg and face.
We've all been there.
It says here, allegedly, when she called the ambulance, they told her not to move. So that's why she sat there
Oh, really?
outside her school for 4 hours, yeah.
Waiting for the ambulance.
Mm-hmm. That's how long they took.
Bro, you know what's crazy? I remember once, years ago, an ambulance man had told me that it actually costs £750. The price might have changed now. It costs them £750 to send out an ambulance.
Do you remember quite a few podcasts ago me talking about ambulances?
No.
Think back. I had to call an ambulance and I had to wait for it, and the procedure of I went into it because I actually had a dealing with the ambulance.
Remember? I remember the dealing itself.
Yeah, so they had to come. So they sent out a and this is no way criticising the ambulance service, because I know they've got a lot of flaws, and I think, for understanding, speaking to the people who actually work for the ambulance service, they are all in the same opinion that it is like the structure and the system they have in place doesn't work.
And they're maxed out, right? Like
Yeah, big time, bro. And it's little things like this. So they make sure someone gets to you straight away. Yeah, but that would generally be my man in the car that whizzes around. So he'll get to you.
Yeah.
That will tick off the fact that they got there in X amount of time. So they've ticked off what they have to do.
Okay.
Then they call a ambulance, like a big unit that
Big
will come. Big thing will come, and that can take a couple of hours depending how busy they are. But what happens is, like, I ended up waiting like 3 hours for the big thing to come. Although they had been in the house, my man had to wait in my house for hours, which was like
They have to stay with you, innit?
Yeah, we have to stay with you, and they literally have to stay with you. And like, I'll paint you a picture. It was a Sunday night. I was relaxing. My missus wasn't very well. One thing led to another. We had to call an ambulance, and then now I've got next man wearing a green outfit in my bathroom to the left of me. My missus to the right of me. I'm sitting there thinking, this is crazy. So my man had to wait hours and hours and hours for the ambulance to come.
What did he do?
When they came, next man left. They had to we went to hospital. Now they had to wait with myself and my wife until she had seen the doctor before they could go. So you wonder why they had to wait hours for the ambulance in the first place, because they are waiting with whatever patient they've taken to the hospital till they've seen the doctor. Now that wait at the hospital could be hours as well, and there generally is a big wait. So let's paint a picture: 3 hours at mine, 3 hours at the hospital.
Well, how about this? I was in the hospital the other day, the day before yesterday, with my little sister, and we got to A&E, and they said it's a 5 hour wait.
Really?
Yeah. And when I got there, I saw these two ambulance men, these two paramedics with their patients.
Paramedics, but yeah.
Huh?
Paramedics.
Yeah.
Ambulance men.
Ambulance men.
I was thinking of it the same. I was like,
The ambulance man.
Yo, ambulance men, you're here.
I was going to these two paramedics,
Yeah.
and they were with their patient there, stood there, yeah, not even sat, because it was that packed. There's people sitting on the floor in A&E. That's how busy it was that day. And I remember them saying 5 hours, and it didn't end up taking 5 hours, but it was maybe 3 or 4 at least. And finally we were done. Well, my sister had to stay. She's actually still there now. Make dua for her. She's
really?
She had to stay a couple nights. And I remember when it was time for me to leave, because they got her bed and everything. It was maybe like midnight, 12:30, and bear in mind the time I got there was maybe I want to say 8:30 in the evening. But by the time I left, they were still there, stood there with their patient. Not even it looked like they hadn't even had a seat for those many hours, and all they did is standing there. And I was thinking, they've been here for hours and hours and hours, and you're right. Like, in that many hours, they could have done. Potentially, I mean, I don't know the reason.
And it's not that it's not that they are just chilling at hospital. Part of maybe someone can inform us, if anyone's listening who is a paramedic.
Oh, watch out behind you. Lean back. All right, now turn around and look at what's happening. You got the whole thing. You got the whole. Yeah, you're breaking the set of Freshly Guided. I don't know. Oh, that hurt. Well, there we are. We see the destruction of Freshly Guided. And I'm not doing anything.
Anyway, what was this?
What happened to your hand? Well, let me see your hand.
You got caught in your horrible shelving unit.
That horrible shelf has served Freshly Guided for a very long time. It's a paddle brush that you use.
Why have you got a mirror?
To brush your beard.
Anyway, where was I?
You were saying.
Don't be angry.
You were saying. I wasn't angry at all. I was observing really calmly.
Oh.
Probably not that one. No.
Pass me a nice one. You can find one. Pass me that camo one.
Where is it?
Right above your big head. Right above up there. Look.
Oh, cheers.
I'll grab that. Well, that can. Like we used to. Like you used to. When you used to care.
Yeah.
Pop that there.
Cheers. So you're saying maybe someone could inform us?
But yeah, but it looks like. Well, I actually spoke. I got on the level and spoke to the guy who was in the back of the ambulance.
Yeah, well, you are a podcaster, so chatting is what you're good at.
He was complaining. He was complaining about what happens, and he was actually complaining about how many times he's been physically attacked. You should go. Yeah, you should go back to Fresh Grounded because I promise you.
No, I do remember you talking about this.
So he's been physically attacked twice, and he'd only been doing it for a short amount of time. Because obviously, think about the situations they come across, like with drunk people and this, that, and the other. They don't know. You know what I mean? And he had nothing but complaints really. But basically, what it is, they have to wait with the patient until the patient has been checked by the doctor. So, however long the wait is, they're obviously assigned to that patient. But what you'd find is you have like a queue of people waiting to see the doctor, and like amongst those people, there's 2 paramedics there. It's crazy, and no wonder we have to wait hours for the paramedics to come in the first place because they're too busy with the patient in the hospital.
Mad.
Maybe it's something the NHS could take a look at.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean,
maybe. But it's not a stretch because it's not a stretch to say that somebody high up in the NHS would maybe listen to this, considering we had a listener who was sat in NASA HQ listening to Freshly Grounded.
It's true. NASA actually got in contact with us, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah.
Someone at NASA. Yeah.
Someone at NASA, which sounds better than
which
NASA.
is NASA, yeah. Which is what I'm upset.
And then we never discussed Flat Earth.
Yeah, we did.
Since.
And one thing I'm really frustrated by is that we didn't discuss it with Hamza Zortis.
That could go one or two ways.
Well, I think he believes it's round, yeah.
I
think he believes it's round.
Well, why did you say that?
Because I remember him discussing it in the video of Mohammed Hijab, and Mohammed Hijab said that it was round.
Really?
And Hamza Zortis did not dispute, and I believe, I don't want to be wrong, I don't know, we'd have to ask him next time, inshallah.
I don't want to bring it up with someone like that.
Fine.
I can't compete with that right now.
Fine.
You ask him one question, he'll answer it and he'll throw you off. I can't be talking about the stars, the planets and all that with him. It would be too deep for me, man.
Nate, what's the next current event?
The next one is similar, as it's to do with surgery.
Oh.
We have a 33-year-old man who's been struggling with obesity since his teens and who's now 93 stone.
Subhanallah.
And he's having surgery to remove half of his weight. So,
wow.
So that's Juan Pedro.
Juan. Wow. Is that the guy who then won some money?
No, that's another guy.
Oh, so this is that's the end of that current event?
No, I'm explaining.
Okay.
What's happening.
Have patience, Faisal.
Come on.
Sorry, I thought that was the end of it.
No,
93.
So far, what we know is he's 33 years old. He's been obese since teens, and he is 93 stone.
And half of his weight's been cut off. Did you say?
He's having surgery to remove half of it. Yeah.
Half of it. What the other half?
It's gonna have to sit
You'll
there.
keep some of these.
Not really. You want to get rid of it all, don't you? You want to be cut.
Relieve.
It says he's been on a diet at the surgery for the last 3 months, which has shed 175 kilos. So I'm guessing your body will go into shock if you just suddenly remove half of that weight like that, wouldn't it? So, yeah.
Red's probably more of the man to ask that question to.
Hey, scientist,
Yeah.
Surgically removed weight. I suppose if it's best for him. We don't know his situation. I can't comment and say that is his fault. Don't know how it's happened.
Yeah, it's too easy to say to. I've mentioned this before. I've got to be so careful. But obese people who are slightly larger, people who struggle with their diet and stuff, you can't just tarnish them and write them and just say fat people. It's all your fault.
Yeah,
it's not. It goes so much deeper. It goes to the mind, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The mind is the thing ultimately that controls our destiny and what we're doing. And we do have decisions, but if you're very weak-minded, you can find yourself in many bad scenarios. Yeah, and generally you do put yourself there because at the end of the day, we know that we know right from wrong. We've got the willpower to say yes or no, etc., etc. But it does go a lot deeper than that. And I actually found out. I don't want to expose the person, but I found out something yesterday about someone who I know, who is in incredible shape. Incredible shape.
Yeah, he has a waste disposal company.
That's someone else.
Okay.
Check this out. Incredible shape, very, very good looking guy. I'm going to keep it very, very minimal just so there's no...
Sure, no problem.
And I found out yesterday that he's just come back from rehab and from eating too much.
Really?
And it turns out it's like although he's in incredible shape, like will go into a terrible shape and will just lock off from the world and disappear and just like for months and then just like put serious weight on. No one will ever know. Then get like looked after and sort it out and come back the other side with a 6-pack. How crazy is that?
Bro, you know what? Comfort eating is a real thing because you know when you're stressed or like you're bored or anything like that, there's nothing nicer than having some munch.
It's comfort, but what it comes down to, what you're really enjoying is that kind of like the sugar in the food and that sweetness to the food. And let's face it, like they've done tests on rats. What's more addictive, sugar or cocaine? Now people might even think that cocaine is like a more of an addictive substance, but sugar is a lot more addictive. Now sugar is accessible for every single person. However old, however young, you can get sugar very, very, very easily. You go into your cupboard, you'll find a big pot of sugar.
Wow.
And people actually get addicted to it, man. People will get addicted to that feeling you get because you eat a chocolate bar. If you bang off a Galaxy or a Mars or a Snickers, I know you like nuts. You bang that off. Real talk. At the end of it, you'll feel just as you're finishing off, you feel great. That sugar is rushing through. You feel great. You've got that chocolate in your teeth. You've got the bit of the nut going down and you can feel it, and it feels great. But check this out. 5 minutes goes past. Caramel's gone from your teeth. Everything's gone.
Yeah.
All you can taste now is something you've had a little bit of nut. You can taste you've had something sweet in your mouth. And check this out. You ain't gonna be feeling too good no more. You're gonna feeling down. You just consume
feeling a bit rough.
So many calories. It's not good for your body. It doesn't actually make your body feel any better. Although at first it might make you feel nice because you're almost ODing in sugar. But comforting is a very, very dangerous road to go down. I've been down there.
Same here, man.
And a lot of people have, man. A lot of people struggle with different. We've all got different battles, yeah. But food is a real fitna, man. It's a real test for us because we shouldn't be overeating. We shouldn't be eating rubbish stuff. And let's face it, the vast majority of society do eat the wrong stuff, and we eat too much of it.
It's true,
and including myself. And I'm not preaching, but I'm aware of it. But it's a shame. It's like bad food is so easy to obtain and so quick and easy to eat, and does the job. It's almost sometimes easier than sourcing that. All right, what do I really need? I need something of.
A lot of times, sauce is the problem.
Sauce.
Yeah,
it's true.
It's bad for you.
All right, I said sourcing. Yeah, sauce is very bad for you. Yeah, a lot of curries have got a lot of sauce in, haven't they?
You know, I wouldn't know.
You never had a curry?
Curry.
Curry dishes are always very saucy. You not find?
Familiar. Curry. What is that again?
It's like a mixture of like vegetables, chicken, sauce.
Okay.
Quite often from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. There's quite a lot of curry. Curry come from all over the world. To be fair, never heard of a curry?
Like a vindaloo
or korma, you might know.
Bro, you know when I find that I can put on the most weight and when I can eat the most junk is when I'm watching TV or when I'm watching a video. When you're watching something, it's just so easy to like consume. And they did a test on people. They put a whole bunch of like junk food in front of people, and one was like when they were watching TV, and the other one was when they wasn't, and they ate so much more when they were watching TV. Basically, mad because you just like as you're watching, you just like madness. What's the next current event?
What was that?
Food.
Next. Yeah, you gotta love it.
You don't have to.
Cool. We have a man living on disability becomes a millionaire overnight by selling his grandma's blanket for $1.5 million.
What blanket was it?
Was his grandma famous?
No, I think it's like from the 1800s. This blanket, like it's been used in his family for like, as it says here, cleaning up rubbish or delivering kittens from the old cat. But it doesn't say.
Sell it for $1 million.
1.5 mil.
1.5.
Easy bit of nosh, isn't it?
That goes back to what you guys were saying about hoarding. You know, them little things you store away. They could be.
And that was his grandma's
blanket.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
Well, my nan's at my house right now.
Exactly. Run back there.
Yeah.
Say, excuse me, Mr. Punjabi heat man. I need to talk to my nan for a second.
Yeah.
Take her aside. Say, Tika, have you got Have you got any blankets? What?
Yeah, I could. 1.5 mil. We've invested
1.5
we'll
mil?
Get ourselves a sofa.
Done now. And the rest.
Why? Hold on. Why are we splitting this money? Because it was your idea.
Well, it's Nate's idea, really.
We could.
Just an idea.
1.5 million, bro, for a blanket. Like, this world is insane.
I'd like to know what go on with the blanket.
From the 1800s, apparently. Delivered kittens.
That's a reason to throw it away, isn't it?
Yeah.
Once you've delivered the kittens, throw that away.
Yeah.
Do not hoard that. Someone probably said. Probably someone smart said, no, hold on to it. It might be worth a bit of value.
1.5 million, Bob.
Bob who?
Trying to find where it says like what it is.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, it'd be nice to know a little bit more of why the value is so great, because that is an awful lot of money, isn't it?
It's just
I have
more
a blankie.
about his life actually that we've got here.
Keep that
but-
to yourself, bro. Keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Say something more manly. Talk about the tools again. Tell us how you really want tools.
Got a couple Stanley knives in my toolbox. Got a couple screwdrivers. I got about 3 hammers.
Why have you got 3 hammers?
Do you know, really? My granddad had a couple. I had a couple at home anyway. I had one at home because you always need a hammer.
If I had a hammer.
Yeah. The most I have loads of
I've got a
pliers.
hammer.
Have you?
I've got pliers.
The most recent thing I built, if you really want to know,
I didn't ask that.
is nope, I can't remember. Got my toolbox how recently though.
Okay.
Any more information about the blanket?
Yeah. Apparently, it's a first phase Navajo blanket. I have no idea.
there
What
you
Ah.
go, Navajo. That would do it.
No wonder.
That would do it.
And kittens were born into it.
Yeah.
That's
and,
why.
Yeah, and phase.
You were born into the
No,
blanket.
it just said no, my face. What's this quote event?
Right.
You weren't born into a blanket.
I don't know, maybe.
A bucket. Maybe not. Go on, carry on.
We don't know.
We've got one here, which we're probably gonna have to look in depth of.
Go on, Nate. What you got?
What's the title?
The title of this one is "Even 7 cups of coffee a day cuts risk of early death," a study suggests.
7 cups of coffee a day. Guess what, Sam? Yesterday, for the first time since I can remember, I had 0 coffee.
How did you feel?
Not even decaf.
How did you feel?
I felt fine. Normally I have a
Did you
headache.
make
But
intention of not having it?
no, it happened by accident. I was feeling a bit
Oh,
off
yeah,
yesterday,
yeah,
and so
yeah.
I just decided not to have one. Bro, normally if I don't have coffee in the morning, by about 2-3 p.m, I'll definitely have a massive headache. Remember in Dubai when I
I
had
remember well. So you're dependent upon caffeine, aren't
Yeah,
you? So
but
you're a
this-
caffeine addict.
yeah. But yesterday, no
Alhamdulillah.
coffee.
And today you had a coffee.
Today I've had a coffee. I've had 2 so far. But
That's a
that's
decaf one, isn't it?
decaf, yeah.
I really enjoyed my coffee.
Did you?
A bit too milky though.
What did you? Was it a normal milk?
Latte. I asked for a flat white. She gave me a latte. She said, "Do you mind?" I said, "Not
Oh,
really."
so she knew.
She made a mistake and she knew. I
Oh,
wouldn't do that at my establishment. I would correct it.
yeah.
But I took it.
Oh, she said, "Do you mind?"
Yeah, and I had it in my hand and she said it and I said no. And I thought, as I was drinking it, I thought I do mind actually.
Yeah,
This is not a
it's
flat
a
white
service
at all.
that you've paid for.
It's not a flat white at all. It's a very milky like
Latte.
latte.
Yeah, it's a phase drink.
So yeah,
Yeah. Big old phase would have that.
yeah.
Not S Empire.
I would have a flat white.
Have a flat white. Should have gone 59, Sam. It's the first mistake you made.
Do you know what the name of the coffee shop is downstairs?
It's called Klimpsons and Sons. or
How do you
something.
know that? Just from the blackboard, it says the little.
Yeah, and like they have that coffee bag.
It's not really branded very well, is it? Not sorry, I shouldn't say that. Very much.
It's
If you
not
look
branded-
around,
it's
you
not
can't-
branded very much at all.
I looked on the
many-
coffee menu this morning. Today is the first time I realised that she has a name to it.
Yeah, so did I only a few weeks ago I clocked that. I've
I
been
mean,
here almost a year.
they should work on that.
Yeah, maybe they don't mind.
Maybe
it's
they
just,
don't
it's
mind.
just a coffee shop
It's serving
of the,
for
yeah,
I know.
the office.
Yeah.
They must make a nice bit of
down
wad.
here.
Nice bit of wonga. What's the next? What's this kind of event?
Well, the last one we've got woman's life hack for sneaking food into the cinema is pure genius. And do you want to know what she does?
What's her life hack for pure
She cuts her like a sphere in half and has a polyester dome, and she fills it up with whatever candy, whatever makes it seem like she's pregnant. But it's
Wow.
under her jumper. So
the lengths So she has this like fake dome that she puts under her jump pads to make it look like she's pregnant, but she's got loads of stuff in there. Shall I tell you something that's really going to burst her bubble? Did you know that it's not illegal to take food into the cinema? So she could just take it in. Did you know that?
I read
an article recently, and it outlined all of the different big brands of cinema. So you got your Cineworld, you got your View, you got your what else? What other things? I'm not really sure. But all of the big brands
You can take things in there.
all of them, and it tells you what you can and can't take. And most of them, there's no problem with taking most things in most of them. The only thing is hot drinks and hot food, which makes sense.
Yeah, you don't want to smelly curry.
Right. Or lasagna.
I snuck
Or
a
fish
Subway
and
in once.
Exactly. Huh?
I snuck a Subway in once.
There you go.
A foot long.
It was, yeah.
Was it?
And a
Nice.
loaf of bread.
Nice.
And a loaf of bread.
That was another day. That was
Nice. And that would have been allowed because the loaf of bread is actually cold unless you heated it up. Did you heat it up?
You could toast it.
It was from the hot section, so it was freshly baked, yeah.
What did you dip? Did you dip the bread into anything?
No, it's one of them
No,
breads where you
that
can
was a separate time.
just eat out of the middle, so just pick it out.
So
and
straight up dough,
yeah.
banging dough, yeah?
It was so nice.
Dough, yeah?
So, yeah, it's not illegal. However, most of the places, it is not allowed to take hot food, or hot drinks. However, I don't think she'll be sneaking hot food or drinks into her belly anyway. So she's probably got snacks and chocolates and crisps and popcorn, which is all allowed in most of them. And even then, some of the brands actually even allow hot drinks and hot food. So you got to check the websites if you're going to go watch a halal movie, which I don't know if exists. Let's move on. What's the next current event, Nate? Was that it?
That was the last one.
Yeah, it was the last one.
Last one.
We don't do that. We don't do that.
We don't do that, do we? Well, this was a nice episode, wasn't it, Sam? A nice, refreshing episode. Sam
It
and
felt
FaZe.
refreshing, yeah.
Sam and FaZe dropping a couple lyrics on the old mic stick.
And the what?
Yeah.
I like the other mics.
Really?
Mm.
No, you wouldn't if you used it because you had to
I
lean
used
forward.
it last time.
No, you didn't.
So I did?
What do you mean the other mics?
Didn't I? That there.
No, you didn't. You used that.
Did I?
I had to use it.
Oh yeah, I was in
Yeah.
the middle, wasn't it?
Yeah.
My bad, I didn't use it. I'm looking forward to using it. I'm looking forward to
Really?
using it.
Well, you should have asked. And you would have had it.
I like- I
you
think they
wouldn't
look-
have liked
I think
that.
it looks nice.
You wouldn't have liked that.
Nah,
I know
Josh
you-
didn't like it, did he?
You know, you can't lean back like how you do now. You have to constantly be like that.
Yeah, Josh was right at the front.
Yeah,
and stuff,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And
No,
you
you
swapped,
wouldn't
didn't you?
Oh yeah. You had to. You got to treat your guests nice.
You used to treat me nice.
Yeah, you're not a guest anymore. This is literally your thing. You said it yourself last week. This is our podcast.
Mm.
You made it very clear. So no, I won't treat you like a guest because you're not a guest. And I give you water, didn't I?
Just about.
Guys, thank you so much for listening to episode 36 of Freshly Grounded. So remember that we have now started Patreon. So go to patreon.com/Freshly Grounded. Sign up to be a premium subscriber. Not only will you get a bunch of free content and the podcast early, as well as further discounts at 59 and Izaha and a lot of our other businesses, but you will also get extra content. You also, once we launch the Freshly Grounded merchandise store, inshallah, when we hit 100 Patreons, you'll get discount on merch, on all the Freshly Grounded merch. So we're talking mugs, we're talking tees, we're talking hoodies, we're talking caps, we're talking potentially disposable coffee cups. I don't know, we haven't really discussed it, to be honest, guys.
It's a good idea, to be fair.
It is, and I was just looking at them and thinking maybe a couple posters and canvases. But with all that being said, guys, listen, we have a couple goals, yeah. We want to hit 100 Patreons. We hit 10 so far, so we need to get another 90. If you feel like this podcast has benefited you, or has benefited others, or can benefit others, guys, it's around $5 a month, and you get all this premium content, and it supports the podcast. So go to patreon.com/Freshly Grounded. I'm going to mention it in the intro again anyway. But with that being said, any last words, Sam? Might have a cool guest next week. We have to arrange that.
It's true.
Did you know we went to do a lunch today with Abu Abdul Hakim?
Is it confirmed?
Nah, it got a bit messed.
It's supposed to be about someone else as well wanted to take us to lunch today as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Did I know about it?
I didn't actually relay the message, although we'll talk off air.
Fine. With that being said, guys, Jazakallah khair. Thank you very much for listening to Freshly Guarded. We look forward to seeing you guys next week. For the Patreon subscribers, you just got this a day early. You're welcome. Thank you very much for supporting Freshly Guarded. This was Freshly Guarded. We're out. How's that?
Thank you.